to stay out of my head. Stuck between my rights and my wrongs. Second guessing what I'm doing. Like, am I really there for my boy? Not enough, but if I'm paying child support, do they make it for time that I've lost? Whole time paying this court system. Can't even call my little man a game system, cause my checks be short. And if your bag too short, well, you had to miss a month. Slipping up, I gotta pick it up. Grind limitless, but it got your folks like, yeah, I hope you don't get caught. Like I missed the payments on purpose. Can you see I failed and I'm hurting? Ain't had no job, so no working. Or the job I work is not working.
Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. I titled this video, Order Terminating Judicial Enforcement Proceedings. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to it. All right, guys, the year show and prove is still in effect, okay? I have more testimonies coming up as well. Be on the lookout for those. But right now, we got a testimony coming with the documentation, leading up to the termination and everything else, okay? Like I said, no one else on YouTube who claim to help you with child support is doing what I'm doing and showing the evidence that I'm showing, okay? Nobody, okay? We don't care about year-old fake checks that you found on the internet somewhere trying to seem as though somebody sent you an email, but the email is written up on a Word document. All that nonsense that people be doing in order to try to say they doing something, but we all know it's all fake, you know what I mean? But let's continue. Let's get to some real results. Let's see some real paperwork. Let's see some real information, okay? Nobody else on YouTube doing it, okay? Not one person. If they are doing it, then tell them to show documentation showing it. They can't, they will never be able to do it, okay? But let's continue. This states November, at the top, it says November 25th, 2019. So we're going to pick it up from when they did the continuance, okay? From this first court date right here. It states Superior Court of Washington, County of King. Then it states State of Washington petitioner. Then it says respondent. I crossed my ARC name out. I crossed this case number out. Then it states order for continuance, right? Next hearing date, February the 3rd, 2020, which is this month, this year. Like I tell you all, if I'm going to do a testimony, it's going to be in the same month or around the same month. It depends on when they get their documents, but it'll be around the same month and it'll be the same year for sure that we're doing the testimonies. I'm not going to put up some documents from the beginning of last year and trying to make it seem like it just happened yesterday. Come on, man. It's a lot of things that people doing who basically on their last leg and trying to hang on. But let's continue. Let's read the matter. It states, this matter having come before the court this date, a continuance having been requested and good cause appearing, respondent did not provide the state with necessary paperwork, but respondent wants to discuss this case at DCS. Respondent has 0. Okay, so again, the respondent did not do what? The respondent did not bring the paperwork that they wanted them to bring, such as his employment information, all that. He didn't bring none of that. He just stayed with his paperwork that we filed into the court, and he stood with that. But let's continue. It states, it is hereby ordered that further hearing of this matter is continued to obtain MH eval. Okay, for the guys that don't know, they were trying to say that they wanted him to get a mental health evaluation. Why? Because of the stuff he was saying into the courts, how he was standing, how he stood on his ground, how he stood on his square, okay? To get the results that he want. But let's continue. It states February the 3rd, 2020 at 1 p.m. in room in room W728, King County Courthouse. Respondent failure to appear may result in issuance of a warrant for his/her arrest. Then it states respondent shall provide DCS and the state with paperwork he would like to present in order to negotiate his case and the debt against him. So you see what I mean? They wanted him to continue to bring his paperwork so he can come over there and basically testify against himself by bringing his own paperwork in there and saying that they want to get his employment information or anything else. He didn't bring anything. The only thing he stood on was our paperwork that we filed into the court. That's the only thing that we was going to talk about. That's the only thing he talked about. But let's continue. Then it states, all other issues reserved. The order dated, all previous orders shall remain in full force and effect, done in open court this 25th day of November, 2019, okay? As you all can see, the commissioner signed, the prosecuting attorney signed, but my ARC refused to sign. Okay, let's continue though. Let's go to the order now. Boom. This month, this year. All right. this month, this year, not April 1st, 2019, with the April Fool's check. Nah, this is real work right here. Let's continue. It says Superior Court of Washington, County of King, State of Washington petitioner versus respondent. Then it states order terminating judicial enforcement proceedings, right? So as you all can see, this is an order terminating judicial enforcement proceedings. Now let's read the order. Petitioner, the state of Washington, having requested the termination of judicial enforcement proceedings brought by the state on the grounds that at this time, Kings County Prosecuting Attorney Office has been unsuccessful in assisting DCS, excuse me guys, at this time, Kings County Prosecuting Attorney Office has been unsuccessful in assisting DCS in collecting child support from this respondent. DCS may refer the case to Kane County Prosecuting Attorney in the future if appropriate and good cause appearing to the court. It is hereby ordered that the judicial enforcement proceedings brought by the state of Washington herein is terminated without prejudice. Okay? So it's what? Terminated. The prosecuting attorney couldn't do nothing with my arc in that court. They had no choice but to terminate it. Why? Because he stood on the square and did his thing. Okay? And I don't think he don't even show up on this date. After the last time he went in there and shut them down, he didn't even show up on this date and they terminated it. But let's continue. And he's going to explain all that as well when he do his testimony. But let's continue. It says this termination of enforcement proceedings does not affect the validity of any other orders, judgments, or decrees entered herein. Dated February the 3rd, 2020. The commissioner signed it and the prosecuting attorney signed it, right? So now you all can see everything I say is true, man. Who else showing information like this? Who else telling you guys to go to court, stand on your square? I'm not telling you guys to run from the state courts. I'm telling you guys to go in the state courts and do your thing. Okay? I'm not telling you guys to run to federal court and still lose. No, I'm telling y'all to fight them and face them head on so you can get the results you desire, okay? So now that we went over all the documents, I'm going to have my ARC come on here. So without further ado, let's get to the testimony. Okay, as promised, I got my ARC on the phone. Are you ready, ARC?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, the floor is yours.
All right. So, to start off, I've been on child support since 2006, and I didn't actually start going to court though till about 2015. And like most of us, I received threatening letters. I had wage garnishments, tax returns intercepted, driver license suspended. I've had 2 bench warrants for failure to appear, and I have been put in jail 3 times. So obviously something needed to change, and I finally got to a point where I just got sick and tired of it all. And so I found myself searching online for help when I stumbled across Yaz Magnified's channel on YouTube, which a lot of that information on his videos that he shared resonated with me, much more than all the other help being offered on YouTube, in my opinion. So for one, the testimonies on his channel to this day, they still continue to pile up. So I just had to put in my donation, and he got at me well within 48 hours. He showed me what I had to do. He sent me the court documents to file into the court, and he told me to stand and hold my ground. And dealing with these family courts, they'll do whatever they can to break you, your money, your possessions, your self-esteem, and your self-confidence. And at one of those court dates, while I was working with Terry, I actually got put in jail for 4 days for contempt without bail. They offered the bail, but I had declined it. So after the 4 days in jail, I went back to the court from the jail so they could try to get me to agree and consent to the order. But I still didn't consent to it or sign it, and they still released me and ordered for another continuance. I waited maybe about 1 or 2 months at this time before I actually decided to contact Terry again. So fast forward to November 25th, 2019, the court date. The court order stated that I was to take a psych evaluation, pay some money, and discuss the case with the agency, and they ordered for a continuance. So they scheduled another court date for February 3rd of this year, and on that day, I didn't even show up. To my surprise, they terminated any further court dates unless the child support agency decided to re-refer the case back to them. So, and that was just the greatest feeling, knowing that I wouldn't be stepping into those courts again. So there you have it. I just want to close this out by saying thanks to Terry for all his hard work and dedication, and for sticking by me, and also everyone else that he's helped out. He could have kept all this information and knowledge to himself, but he didn't. He decided to share this and help others with it too. So we really appreciate you. So if you guys are out there and want help with your child support situation, Yaz Magnified is the one to get in touch with. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, so let me ask you, brother, do you still use your social security number, or should I say Dutch social security number?
I do use it, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Cause only why I asked you, cause a lot of people say that you have to get rid of your social in order to get off child support, or even to have some type of success when fighting against these people.
Yeah. No, I'm still using it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure so people can know that they don't have to, live off the grid just to fight against these people. Basically, we did what when we was fighting? Just send the documents off, or did we do
We sent the
anything?
documents off. I went to court. Pretty much just stood on the what the paperwork was stating. So, and just held my ground. Pretty much, it took a while. I mean, like I said, they put me in jail, but I didn't give up even after that. And I told Terry too, if I went to jail and I got back out, I'm still gonna stand on it. So I mean, nothing's gonna change. So they brought me back maybe 4 or 5 times after I got out. 5 more court dates after I got out of jail, and these are the results. So I mean, I can't argue. I can't complain for anything anything about it. So
Right,
results I was looking for. So
right. So let me ask you, are are are, are you making any payments right now, or to
I'm
today?
not.
No,
Nope.
no
I
payments at
haven't
all,
made a
right?
payment. I haven't made a payment since I've been dealing with you. So
Right, right. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So the main thing they was bringing you to do what, with the last hearing, they was.
With the last hearing, they were trying to make me take a. They were trying to make me make another payment. They were trying to make me take a cycle vow, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it was just the same thing. The same stuff they wanted me to do. I just wasn't. I was just gonna stand on the paperwork, pretty much,
All right,
and
so
all the videos, what your videos had taught me and showed me. So
okay.
from there, I thought for them, it's just like they just gave up. It's like, no, we don't want him in here. Just we can't really do nothing with him. So kicked it out.
All right, so let me ask you, when you went to court, was anyone in there with you?
There was no one in there. It was just me. I've always been the last one on the roster, and they always lock the doors behind me, and it's just me. So
Uh, yeah, that's what I try to tell everybody. Usually they're gonna save us for last, and you most likely you will be in there by yourself because they don't want anybody to hear what you're stating in that courtroom.
correct. And yeah, I went through it. So I mean, it wasn't hard. It was a couple times where I called up Terry and very nervous before my court date, but he stuck by me. So I mean, I couldn't ask for nothing more. I mean, the help is there. He's always been there. So from day one. So thanks again, Terry.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Matter of fact, man, thank you for giving me, for reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity to assist you. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Right, right. Because you remember, you had to reach out and take a chance on me. You know what I mean? So basically, it started with you. So basically, everything is not on me; it's on you and your faith and what you decided to do. You see what I mean? Because it was your
Yep,
decision. It was nobody else
yep,
but your decision, and you went in there and fought this fight. Only thing I did was just, was coaching you along the way, but everything else was
yep.
all you.
Yeah, totally, man. You opened my eyes, and you know, um, when the truth is there, when you know something's real, it resonates with you. Like I said, stated earlier, it resonates, and it wasn't, nothing else was gonna change my mind after that. I just knew, it felt right. Everything you were saying in your videos, it felt right. It made sense, and I couldn't find anything wrong. I couldn't find anything that made me feel wrong about it, or pretty much unrebuttable type of stuff that you put on your videos. So I couldn't rebut any of that. So with just me knowing that, going into the court, um, and standing on the paperwork that you sent me to present in court, it worked. I did a lot. I'm pretty sure it did a lot because they weren't acting the same. Um, the more later court dates came up, they weren't acting the same anymore. So, and I sensed that too, especially when I got out of jail. I was like, man, I already started noticing it before I went to jail, but then after it was just it was like we don't know what to do. Maybe 2 or 3 more court dates after that, it's like they gave up because they weren't getting anything different from me.
Exactly. That's what I
So
try to tell everybody. You got to stick with it. You got to stand on it no matter what.
yeah,
Even if you're facing jail time, if you're gonna fight, you
yeah,
might as well fight all the way to the end. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what about family members? During your fight.
Yeah, well, my family stuck by me. When I actually got that last court order, and my mom has been tempting me this whole time to try to get a lawyer, get an attorney. She's been bugging me. She's a nervous wreck. She's been just, I've been like, Mom, I got this far. She just, she's like any mom, just cares about her son. So, and she knows I've been doing this all by myself. So, and she's like, hey, I came home, I gave her the court order, I let her read it, and she had a smile on her face. Came out, she's like, you did this. I'm like, yeah, I can't, I like to say that, but I gotta call my guy up. I gotta thank my dude. He's the one that actually really helped me. Without him in my corner, I couldn't have done this by myself. So a lot of thanks to you, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. All right. So, anything else you want to say to the brothers before you go?
Oh nah, man. Just well, I guess the only thing I gotta say is, if you guys are looking for help with child support, with your child support, um, the guy to call is Yaz Magnified. Call up Terry. Get a hold of him and let him know your situation. He'll stick by you, and he's a man of his word. Um, and I can testify to that. So there you have it.
All right. Well, they heard it from him. That's all I'm gonna do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. With that being said, I say shalom, my brother.
All right, Terry, take it easy, bro.
All right, you too. All right, peace.